News. Joan Steffen, Randy Shaver, and meteorologist Ellen Ferrara.
In tonight's Extra Proof that success breeds more success.
The new AA state wrestling champions from Forest Lake have hardworking athletes and a great coaching staff. They also have a winning influence named Lee Kemp. Kemp owns a Forest Lake auto dealership. He is also a three-time world championship wrestler. And although Kemp is no longer wrestling competitively, KARE11's Ken Speak tells us he can't leave that mat completely behind.
5 seconds to go. He's got it. He scored it. It's 2-1, Lee Kemp, and it's all over. Kemp wins it.
He was exhausted. But Lee Kemp had won one of 4 World Cup wrestling matches he'd win in his career. He took 3 national championships home to the University of Wisconsin. His medals include 3 world championships.
You get a good shot off. Good shot.
Now he wrestles at Forest Lake High School, shows up a couple of times a week to teach what he spent 14 years learning.
You got to score, though. Don't just wait. Score me.
But world champion Lee Kemp is not the Forest Lake wrestling coach. He's a Ford dealer. But he's wrestling because wrestling got into Lee Kemp's blood.
You know how close you were to get me, you know that? You'd have kept going, man.
I think every wrestler probably knows who Lee Kemp is since he's one of the best technicians ever to wrestle.
Troy Marr is a junior on the Forest Lake team. He relishes a chance to get his hands on a world champion.
It's almost like wrestling the hardest you ever wanted to wrestle because you're wrestling with one of the best wrestlers in the world.
He executes the basic techniques that's unique to the sport of wrestling. And when the kids see a world-class athlete do that, that just brings home what we're trying to do as coaches.
If I can show them something, either a technique or a philosophy that I have that is going to help them not only win matches but also win in life, I feel good about that.
There you go.
Winning is a life skill as far as Lee Kemp is concerned, a life skill that he learned through wrestling. And he's transferring that knowledge of how to win to his Ford dealership.
Boy, we got you buying a car already. You're an owner.
When I competed, I was able to control myself to where I was right every day. I made sure of that. But now I've got other people to worry about, and I want them to be, I want the environment right for them to be successful.
Yeah, I remember Gary bought the truck like early February.
Yep, it was February 2nd is when he bought it.
Yeah, we got to do something for him.
Lee Kemp was able to avoid the inflated ego which can come with great accomplishment. He is a champion who once thought he could retire from wrestling. He'd had his glory days. It was time to get on with business. But he learned that while he works 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, making his business successful, he cannot ignore wrestling.
And for a long time, I just put up my wrestling shoes and didn't even go around wrestling for about the first 3 or 4 years. And I was miserable, and I couldn't understand why. And it finally dawned on me that I don't have wrestling.
Good, clean shot.
That's why he shows up at Forest Lake High School. There's something about wrestling, the hands-on, person-to-person competition that Lee Kemp can't get from anything else. He knows it helped him make a success of his life. He knows it can help them make successes of their lives. Ken Speak, KARE11 News.
And the lessons on the mat were certainly taken to heart.
Certainly, they certainly were. Along with the AA team title, Forest Lake had 5 individuals win championships last night.